What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ace here. I did a poll on my Instagram, telling you guys I was gonna start telling stories and shit on my YouTube. So, here we are. You guys voted for my first time getting fired, so here we go. Before I get into this, I'm gonna say there's a little bit of disclaimers here. This shit might be all over the place. It's the first time I'm doing this, and I'm not censoring anything. So if you get offended or whatever, I don't give a shit. Leave it in the comments. I don't care. But anyway, let's get into this shit. So, this all starts off around the time when I'm like 14 years old, fresh into high school and shit. I'm like, okay, I want to get a job and everything, get some money, maybe save up for a car so I can start driving and shit, or learning how to drive at least. So me and my friend are walking around, we're applying at different places, but we're fucking 14 years old, so yeah, we ain't really we ain't really gonna be getting into too many places, cause at the time, you needed to be 16 to get a job. This was, before McDonald's was hiring fucking freshmen to go, flip burgers and like do drive-through and shit. But yeah, we was going around, it was kind of a long day that day actually, and a lot of places turned us away because they were like, you got to be 18 to do this shit. So the last place we applied at was this Dairy Queen, and I actually was the only one that applied there. My friend didn't fucking apply there, but I ended up getting the job, or well, I ended up getting a call back. So yeah, they called me back and they were like, yo, we want you to come in for an interview, and like we'll see if you're cut out for the job. And I was like, shit, okay. So this Dairy Queen was like a block from my house. It was literally around the corner. So I fucking walked down there and I'm like, okay, what's up? I'm here. I'm new to this shit. I've never had a job before. So they're asking me different questions like fucking, how good are you with customers? Do you know how to sell this product and blah blah blah? And I'm like, dude, I'm 14. I don't know what to tell you. I'm literally a kid and this is my first time doing this shit. But I do remember distinctly, they were like, they handed me a pen and they were like, sell me this pen. And I'm young and I'm like, yo, this isn't a normal pen and shit. They fucking, I was like, this is a magical pen and never runs out of ink and shit. But I actually thought of a better fucking analogy later on in life where they want you to do supply and demand. So I'd hand them a piece of paper and be like, okay, write your name on this paper. And they'd be like, well, I don't have a pen. And I'd be like, well, shit, I just sold you this pen. Boom. If anybody gets that question, use that. But anyway, continuing on. I did that interview, I went home, and they called me back the next day, and they said, when can you start? So I was like, shit, I can start now. So I fucking walked over there, and dude handed me, we'll call the fucking manager Tammy, because I'm not going to use real names. I don't know how that shit works on YouTube. But anyway, Tammy hands me this shirt, and he's like, alright, we're going to set you up with some days and shit. And then he started showing me, how to make the blizzards and, like, how the drive-thru worked. And this place was kind of fucking ghetto, for being honest, because they had a line that went across the drive-thru. So when you drive over it, this little sensor comes on, and it was connected to a fucking CB radio that was in the Dairy Queen, and you would have to put your foot on this pedal to talk to whatever customer was in the drive-thru, and then take your foot off to be able to hear them again. And I'm like, I don't know if it's like that in every drive-thru. This is literally the only drive-thru I've ever worked at, and I only worked there for fucking 3 days, so that should tell you something. But anyway, so yeah, I'm learning the ropes and shit. I'm learning how to make the different blizzards, what quantities you put of what candies you're doing and all that shit. And I wasn't really digging it. Like, I mean, I get it, my first job and everything, but I don't fucking know. But anyway, moving on. That was my first day. It was all good. I was learning shit and I'm fucking taking orders. I'm learning how to make the blizzards and shit, so it was all good. My second day I come in, I was already exhausted from the first day. Again, I'm 14 years old. I fucking play video games 12 hours a day, and then I go to school and sleep for 4 hours. But anyway, so I come in, and there's another dude working, and we'll call him RJ. So RJ, he didn't speak English, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but Tammy had him training me, and I don't understand what the fuck he's saying. So, like, this dude's training me, and I'm fucking shit up. I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're telling me. So I was already pissed off for most of that day. Then I'm handling this fucked up drive-thru, and this fucking dude pulls up, and he wanted a blueberry blizzard. And I fucking, right after he said this, I look over at, Tammy was right next to me, and I'm like, do we even have fucking blueberries to make that? And he's like, nah, man. And I was like, I fucking went through the drive-thru, I'm like, sorry, sir, we don't have any blueberries, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, well, can I get a blueberry parfait? And I was like, sir, we don't have any blueberries. And then he's like, well, do you have any, like, fresh fruit? And I'm like, dog, we ain't got no fucking blueberries here. And I didn't say that exactly, but I said we don't have any damn blueberries. And, like, after that, they took me off a drive-thru, which I understand that was very unprofessional, but again, I'm 14 years old and I didn't give a shit. So, after that, I went home, and I was already thinking about quitting after that, because I didn't really need the job, I didn't want the job, and I wanted to try out another job. So I come in on my third day, and Tammy's already fucking swamped getting orders and shit, and there was only about 3 or 4 people that actually worked at this Dairy Queen at the time. Tammy was one of the managers, he was also a co-owner, which I don't know how any of that shit works, but I know some stores have, like, you can own an independent chain of a bigger chain. But anyway, so yeah, I come in that day, and I'm fucking walking up to the counter, and I got my shirt on, my Dairy Queen shirt on, I had a fucking little hat and shit, and we're getting swamped, and dude's having me take orders and shit, and like I said, I already wasn't caring. So yeah, I'm standing at the shitty drive-thru thing, and, you know, I'm getting swamped, so, like, there's a fucking line out the drive-thru and shit, and fucking Tammy comes over, he's like, look, you make the blizzards, and then I'll handle all the drive-thru customers, and I was getting so many damn orders. It was literally my first time, and they're just throwing me in there to learn, and, like, try to understand this shit, and it just wasn't happening for me. So what ended up happening is, after he got through the whole line, he looks at me and he's like, do you really want this job? And I was like, I don't know, man, I don't know if I'm cut out for this shit. And he's like, you know what, dude, you don't seem like you're ready to do this job yet, so we're gonna have to go ahead and get rid of you. And I was pissed. Like, I don't know if it was the little rebellious teenager inside of me, but I was mad. So, like, and then I didn't have any other fucking clothes on at the time other than the Dairy Queen outfit, and he has the audacity to be like, yo, we're gonna have to get that shirt back. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna wear home, dog? So, yeah. Basically, after that, I went home, and I was pissed off, and then dude never sent me my fucking paycheck. So I had to go back to this Dairy Queen and fucking argue with this guy to get my $53 and whatever fucking cents. And yeah, I get it, I didn't work long enough to be able to earn a paycheck, but dude, I worked my fucking hours and I clocked it in that shit and I fucking worked. So you need to be giving me my $53 and whatever fucking cents. Anyway, I never saw that dude again. Maybe I'll do a little mini-series, because there is some shit that happened to him after that I heard about from one of my girlfriends at the time. But, you know, this is my first story of getting fired, and, you know, I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to cut this shit up, learn how to do different videos. I'm gonna be using some gameplay from my friend Universal Jam. He streams on Twitch. You can follow him at universal_jam, I think it is. If not, I'll link it in the description. If you like this story, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, go to my Instagram, and if you're finding this video and you don't know who I am, I'm actually a rapper from Milwaukee. Check out my music, leave a like I said, subscribe if you haven't, and yeah.
The fuck am I doing? The work I be pacing. Spend all my time trapped alone in this basement. Working for dream but don't know what I'm chasing. It's not for the fame and it's not for the cash. Talking to people is something I lack. Scouting around in the comments of decks. Messaging people to follow me back.